Hi Gemini, this is Teresa from Tarot by T. Welcome to August. And before I start your reading, I want to call in some good energy. So this month we have a full moon in Aquarius on August 3rd and a new moon in Leo on the 18th. And Uranus goes retrograde on the 11th of August. But we'll get into that later. Let's see what Gemini needs to know about love and relationships for the month of August. What does Gemini need to know? About love and relationships for the month of August. Eight of Wands, Queen of Cups, the King of Wands, the Two of Swords, the Six of Cups, the Two of Pentacles, the Ace of Wands, the Six of Swords, the Three of Cups, and the Star. This is a good month for you. And the bottom of the deck, the Tower. So major changes coming in August for Gemini. But I think they're going to be good changes. So you've got the Eight of Wands. This is like news coming in, messages, travel. The Eight of Wands is like the arrows of love or feelings developing suddenly for someone. It could represent travel, journey by air, but mostly it means doors opening up, things, opportunity. Opportunities are opening up for you, Gemini. You have the Queen of Cups, so you could be dealing with a water sign. And if not a water sign, let's see what else we have. A fire. We have fire, water. But it could be someone who's very spiritual, very compassionate, very intuitive. That's the Queen of Cups has a lot of she's got healing energy, and she's very compassionate, very loving, very sensitive, very artistic, creative. So that could be someone that you might be dealing with in August. The King of Wands is in their past. This is a card about leadership and mentorship. So you could have been dealing with a fire sign possibly in the past, or someone who is very outspoken, very willing to help, a good leader, not afraid to speak their mind, maybe a little bossy at times, but good-hearted, generous. Because Leo, I always think of a Leo when I see the King of Wands. I don't know why. It may not be a Leo for everyone, but that's the kind of energy, someone who has a presence when they walk into the room. So that could have been someone that you were dealing with in the past. And you have the Two of Swords here in the recent past. So I feel like there's like a standoff going on in a relationship. You might be interested in someone, but you're kind of waiting to see if they're interested in you. So like two people are waiting. Like each person is like, well, are they going to make a move, or is this person going to make a move? So if you're not communicating, or you haven't been communicating in the past, because each person is waiting for the other person to break the ice. So someone's got to break the ice, Gemini. And since you're the big communicator and the talker, it might have to be you. But this influence is passing. Now, coming up in the future, but I feel like you have more than one option. We're not just dealing with one person, especially with this Three of Cups here. So I feel like there could be at least two, possibly even three people that you're considering if you're not in a committed relationship. The Six of Cups is coming up in the future with the Two of Pentacles. Six of Cups, I feel like you're healing from something from the past, and you're kind of preparing. You've learned lessons from the past. So there could have been a relationship that ended. And now you're kind of moving toward, you're moving away from a difficult situation. Because you even have the Six of Swords here in your environment. So you're leaving troubles behind, and you're thinking about the future and moving into maybe even a new situation that's going to be a lot more compatible with you. It could be a new relationship where there's greater harmony. You are still juggling a lot with the Two of Pentacles. The Two of Pentacles is like, you've got several irons in the fire, which is pretty much typical for Gemini, because Geminis always have to have more than one thing going at the same time. So you could be thinking about two different people. You could be dating two different people if you're in the dating mode. And you're having to juggle. Sometimes that's also when you're working two jobs, or you've got, a lot of plates spinning. Now, the Six of Cups can represent connecting with someone from the past. Sometimes it means, you're healing from the past, you're remembering the past and learning lessons from the past, and pledging not to make the same mistakes again. So like if you ended a relationship, you're thinking, okay, my next relationship, I'm not going to make these same mistakes. I'm going to do it better. I'm going to be a better person, or I'm going to do things differently so that I have greater harmony in my relationships. But the Six of Cups can also represent connecting with someone that feels familiar. So it could be a person that you had known from the past that now becomes you reconnect with, or it could be someone that just feels like a past, like someone that you're familiar with. Like even if you just met them, it could be from a past life where you feel like a certain sense of, I feel like I know you even though we just met. So it could be because you've had some past relationship in another lifetime. So that's a possibility too. Either way, you're moving toward greater harmony. So you're leaving whatever troubles you've had, whatever difficulties. Things are going to start to move in August, or start to open up. You have this Ace of Wands. This is a new beginning. It could be a new career opportunity, or just the start of something that you're really excited about, that you're anxious to get involved with. But it's in your negative thinking sector. So maybe you're doubting the possibility or the outcome of this new beginning. And there might be some choices involved. So you have to start thinking positive. There is, maybe you're thinking, I don't know if I can have a new beginning, after everything I've been through. But you can. And you will. It may take some time, because I think you're still holding, you're still healing from the past. But you have the Six of Swords here. This is a card of moving on, moving away. Moving away from problems, troubles. It's like, I know it's time to leave. It's like, sometimes you reach a point, and it could be a career or a relationship, where you say, it's time. It's time for me to leave. I need something new in my life. And here's this Ace of Wands. But a part of you is doubting the possibility, or doubting if it's even possible. I think you're going to be doing more socializing in August. You have this Three of Cups here. This is a card of support, feeling supported by friends and family and loved ones. But also it's the card of, it could be a third party thing, where, here's this guy between two women. So it could be that you're choosing between two options. And that could be two career options. It could even be two relationships. You have more than one option. You're going to be making some choices in August. But the great thing about this is the Star as the outcome. The Star brings hope. The Star brings, a dream come true, or you have this wish fulfillment. But it's in the future. It's not something that's going to happen overnight. I mean, you might get excited, but like a new beginning may start in August, but it may take a long time to culminate, where you finally say, okay, I have the relationship I want, or my relationship is, it's in a good place now. So don't give up the fight, or don't give up the dream. It's coming. It just may take a while to get there, because you have so many options. You're going to have to. I think at some point you might have to drop one of the options and figure out where you want to take the one that's really, best for you. So, but you have this Star. That's a beautiful card. So let's see what the astrology has to say. So your full moon is happening in Aquarius in the 9th house, and the sun's in the 3rd house. This is about communication, and travel. So you might be traveling with this Eight of Wands. Or you might be connecting with someone that you have, you might be communicating with someone at a distance. Or you might be traveling to see someone at a distance. Or the person might be someone who's very different than you culturally. Or someone who has different belief systems than you. And you might have to expand your thinking to incorporate this new person. Because you're very different. But you will have good communication. Now, or you will be well, Gemini is the communicator. And so with this full moon, something is coming to completion in terms of some type of contract or some type of communication project or some kind of internet thing. It could even be educational, because the ninth house rules higher education, spirituality, global. You could be working with a company that has a global reach if there's a new job on the horizon. Or it could involve something that has to do with education or the internet. You have Uranus in the 12th house, so it's like you're going to be freed from past karma with Uranus in the 12th house. Uranus wants to free you. And Uranus in Taurus, there is something that on an unconscious level wrapping around money and security and maybe even issues about self-worth that you have to deal with. And Uranus that could be blocking you from achieving a goal. And so some psychological crisis may come up and be seen at this full moon. Maybe you're going to finally have an awakening where you realize, hey, I've been holding myself back. And I need to free myself from this baggage. And Uranus can help you to do that. But it's going to be like sudden. Mars is in your 11th house in Aries. So you're going to be taking action toward a goal or a dream. You're fired up with Mars in Aries. Mars is very strong in Aries. And now is a good time before Mars goes retrograde to really go after something you really want. Maybe there's like a friendship, or because the 11th house has to do with friends or the groups that you belong to. So you could be finishing up some project that involves a group of people or friendships. You could be working on something that's trying to change the world or make the world a better place, some kind of social program. Mercury is in the 2nd house and it's opposing Saturn in the 8th. So there could be some financial issues coming up around this full moon where you need to speak up and you might have to come up against some restrictions. So if you're looking for some kind of financial support, Saturn in the 8th, if you're dealing with any kind of government or corporation, they may be requiring a lot of paperwork from you. They might have a lot of rules and regulations around this financial support, and you're going to have to be arguing your case or communicating a lot, giving them information. Like contracts might be difficult if you're signing some kind of contract, especially if it involves around money or finances. That you may feel blocked, or you may feel like you're afraid. Maybe you need money and you're afraid to communicate to an authority figure, like, hey, I need a raise, or I need more money, or I need to borrow, I need a loan, I need to borrow money. And there's like fear around that, or there's like restriction or blocks or hurdles you have to overcome around money and resources, especially a partner's resources. If you were depending on someone else, like a partner's income, it might dry up in some way, or you might not have access to those funds. Venus is in your 1st house in Gemini, so you're feeling really good and you're looking attractive. When Venus crosses your ascendant or is in the 1st house, you're very charming, and it usually brings new love, or it brings more harmony to your relationships if you're in a committed partnership. Neptune's in your 10th, and it's squaring Jupiter in your 8th, so there could be some confusion. Neptune in the 10th could either bring you to, it could confuse you. Well, you may be feeling confused about your life direction. Or if you know what you want to do, it might be that you want to do something that helps heal the world in some way or heal others. Or it might be involved with music or film or creativity. But squaring Jupiter in the 8th, there might be some tension around finances. Like you might be thinking, well, I'm going to get this support, this financial support, and then there may be some conflict around how you have, like you may have to, even if you get money to help you achieve a goal, there are a lot of conditions wrapped around it. So you might have to follow a strict protocol with the finances, and that you may feel that to be limiting. Let's see, what else? Gemini's so Venus is conjunct the North Node in Gemini, so you may feel that your life is being guided, or you're feeling like, I'm called to follow this path, I'm called to be a certain person, I'm called to communicate more, to get my message out in the world. The new moon is happening in your third house, so there could be a new contract or a new connection in your local environment. You could have a new beginning with siblings. You might be connecting with siblings, maybe that you've lost contact with over time. Or there could be some kind of contract negotiation, because the new moon represents new beginnings, but Saturn in the 8th house is exactly in conjunct this new moon. So there could be some issues around money that you have to work out before you can start this new beginning. So if you're starting a new job, it could be, negotiations around salary, or how much support you're actually going to get financially from this resource. It's financial, because the 8th house is about resources. It could also be about confronting your fears around finances, confronting, the dark side of finances. Am I doing all I can? How am I handling my financial situation? Do I need to look deeper? You have Mars going through the 11th house, and it's trining this new moon. So you're really gung-ho in making new friends, joining new groups. You might decide to start something new that brings you closer to a dream or a goal that you've always wanted to achieve. You're putting a lot of energy toward achieving a goal in August and connecting with the right people, because the 11th house is very social. Venus is in your 2nd house at this new moon, because it's moving from Gemini into Cancer. When Venus moves into the 2nd house, it can bring money. It can bring financial abundance. And especially because it's sextile Uranus, it could be unexpected. So at the 11th hour, you could have some unexpected, some surprises that come up around finances, around how you earn money, even around love, because Venus rules love and money. And so you might, if you were having any kind of financial issues, there could be a solution at the 11th hour that comes out of the blue. Especially since Jupiter and Pluto are going to be in your 8th house. So you're dealing with Jupiter and Pluto, when they come together, usually create wealth, but there can also be power struggles around money. So if you're getting money from someone else, because the 8th house is not really the money that you make, it's the money that you share with others. So it could be a partner's income, or it could be a company or a loan from a bank. There could be some power struggles around money. That's all I'm saying. Though the new beginning is good, you may feel restricted in how you can spend the money, or there may be like some controlling factor that you might not be totally happy with. But overall, I think this should be a good month for you, where you're getting closer to the goal. You're getting closer to a dream or achieving a goal. So relationships should be improving, especially with Venus in your 1st house. And then when it moves to your 2nd house, then your financial situation, you're going to be feeling more confident and more secure toward the end of the month. Even though there might be some limitations or restrictions around the financial picture, it'll still be positive, because you have the star here, the 8 of Wands. You're moving away from whatever's been troubling you and moving towards something better and more greater harmony in your life. So you should feel greater harmony in relationships, even in a work situation or a financial situation. So that's my forecast for August, Gemini. I hope you enjoyed this reading. If you did, click on the like button. Click on the subscribe button if you want to see more videos or know when I put them out. And if you'd like a private reading, click on the link in the description box, and we can get you on the schedule. It'll take you to my website, and I can do a reading based on your specific situation. In the meantime, I want to say to everyone, thank you for supporting this channel. Thank you for liking, subscribing, commenting. I love reading all the comments. So have a wonderful August, Gemini, and I will see you again next month. Okay, bye now.